This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. Told y'all, man, the gym is my girlfriend. That's my Cali rendition, man. Cali muscles. I make sweet love to her. I make sweet love to her. Oh, how I love her. Just jamming to that shit in the gym, man. Oh, how I love her. Yeah, I might answer. Yeah, if you calling me while I'm working out, I might answer. Normally I don't. But here's the truth of the fact of the matter. That's why I tell y'all, man, get y'all shit together, man. Get y'all workouts in, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a confidence booster. It's a health rejuvenator, man. It helps you overall, folks. Y'all gotta get that shit in. Y'all gotta get y'all affairs in order and get y'all shit together. But on to the video, man. Let's talk about Demetrius Andrade. Okay, Demetrius Andrade. This dude right here, man. He had what I call a good fight. Actually, a really good performance. He had what I call a double or triple wash performance. You got to give him credit, man, because at the end of the day, he fought a worthy opponent, right? And Lucky. But we're not going to sit here and over glamorize the performance. It was a very good performance. 120 to 107 on damn near all the scoring cards. So basically, that's what we would call a triple wash. Basically, it's equivalent to what Earl Spence did to Mikey Garcia. Basically, he had a dominating performance. He washed the guy. I'm not going to sit here and say it was as dominant as Earl Spence versus Mike Garcia, but it was close enough. Demetrius Andrade has a very awkward style. Credit to Demetrius Andrade because he has a style in boxing that really can't be reciprocated because it's his own individual style. So that's credit to him for having his own individuality and his own fighting style that really you can't compare it to anybody else. He's very awkward. You know, he has good lateral, good footwork. You know, he has good ring generalship. He knows how to basically close the deal in terms of getting his opponents out of there. And he knows how to box. And he shows us he can go the distance. So he can do everything. And we have to understand, this man had a great amateur background, great amateur career. He's beaten the likes of Keith Thurman in amateur, you know what I'm saying, the amateurs. He beat the likes of Sean Porter. The list goes on and on of how many people this guy has beaten. He has basically what you could say, damn near almost an undefeated record in amateur, in his amateur record. His amateur record can basically be up there with the likes of Vasily Lomachenko. So hats off to Demetrius Andrade. That's the correct way to say his name. I think somebody had correct me because I keep saying Andrade, but Demetrius Andrade. He's a very good fighter. But Demetrius Andrade needs to drop two things. He needs to drop that stupid ass nickname, Boo Boo, because I don't know how you are a grown ass man and you're still carrying a childish name that you had since childhood. And he needs to stop being goofy, man. If he loses those two things, then Demetrius Andrade will be taken serious for the WBO middleweight champion that he truly is. Because he's a serious opponent, but his character outside of the ring does not match with his boxing skills. I'm gonna say that again. The character that's outside of the ring does not match with his boxing skills. See, the Charlos are characters, but it comes natural for them. They're not forcing anything. When you are natural to who you are and you're not forcing anything, then it shows itself as you being basically relatable. This is why the Charlo brothers are relatable, hate them or not. But Demetrius Andrade is not relatable because people are seeing that he's actually trying too hard. He's being goofy, you know what I'm saying? Like Goof Troops. Anybody grew up, you know what I'm saying, my era and knew about that cartoon called Goof Troops, you know what I'm talking about. He's goofy like that. DuckTales, he's goofy like that. You know what I'm saying? Daffy Duck, he's goofy like that. And he needs to drop the goofy act because he's trying too hard. And I believe it's an element of insecurity. When people have to try so hard, it's because they're insecure in themselves. They're not sure in themselves. Trust and believe. I've seen plenty of people that have tried so hard in so many variations, so many forms, and so many facets. Usually when people do that, it's hey, hello, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I want attention. Can you pay attention to me? That's what he's doing. He's basically letting you know that he is there and he wants you to pay attention to him. And basically he wants a cookie, I guess. He wants somebody to give him a cookie. I don't know. But the truth of the fact of the matter is this, and this is the point, and folks got to hear me and hear me well. Demetrius Andrade has not done anything yet. Now, he has what we call a entry-level win that can basically hold claim and stakes to the WBO middleweight title that he has. So now he has some credibility to the champion that he is because he fought a hard opponent. But now he needs to build on that. Now he needs to continue to step up in the competition, and I need to see him give me multiple title defenses. I've said this before in boxing, folks. You have to give a person multiple title defenses for people to legitimize you as the champion. This is why Deontay Wilder gets respect. He has definitively held his belt and has had multiple title defenses. Say what you want about the Charlo brothers, same thing with them. Say what you want about Earl Spence, same thing with him. You have to have multiple title defenses for people to take you seriously. And it has to be against quality level opponents. So Demetrius Andrade has a good win, a very good win against Selecki. I'm not going to take that away from him. He was the fighter of last Saturday. He dominated on June 28th. Now what's next? I see you calling out Triple G. I see you calling out Canelo. More than likely you're not going to get that for those fights because those guys are ducking you as much as they're ducking Jermall Charlo. That's the facts. You pose too many problems, too many fits. You're too young, you're too athletic, and you have too much stamina for those guys, and they don't want to deal with that. Plus, you have the reach and the size advantage. They don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. And you have a very awkward type of fighter, and they won't be able to figure your style out like that. Plus, got to give Demetrius Andrade his credit because of the acceleration on his punches at the middleweight division is second to none. I got to give him that because I've been doing some film study on him, and I've been doing the tell of the tape on this guy, and what I see is a very quality fighter. A fighter that can give anybody problems. Jermall Charlo, you name it. Danny Jacobs, anybody. He'll give anybody at that weight class problems, and he could possibly defeat them or potentially defeat them or defeat them. You know what I'm saying? Because of the type of fighter that he is and what he brings to the table. The only thing I want Demetrius Andrade to drop is the Goof Troop acts. The Goof Troop act, basically stop being goofy as fuck and cut the damn stupid nickname out. If he could stop doing these things and show himself as the true champion is and act like a man, you know what I'm saying? Stop speaking as a child, acting like a child, and reasoning as a freaking child. Put those childish things away and be a freaking man and act as such, then people will take him seriously. This is why people don't take him seriously, because they look at him as a goofy cornball. That's what people look at him as. And it's because he's putting on that act. He's really not that. You could see that if you peel the layers, you could see there's a quality individual there. But you know what I'm saying, he needs kind of somebody to mold him and mentor him into that regard. You know what I'm saying? And he needs to carry himself as such. He's a prize fighter now. He has a good belt, a very good belt, a quality belt. And we're talking about 1 or 2 fights from now, he could be unifying with Jermall Charlo. And if that is the case, which that should be the case, because I don't think these guys are going to pull the Cinnamon Alvarez, hat out of the bag trick of, I have promoted myself to franchise champion, so basically that is my ultimate way of ducking you guys. And I know they're going to fight each other out. They're going to duke it out because we know Andrade and Charlo have bad blood. We know that. We know the history. All you got to do is plenty of videos on YouTube, plenty of history that you could read up on these two. There's bad blood, not only with Jermall, but male Charlo as well too. So that fight can definitely be made. But what I want to see from Demetrius Andrade is a continual build-up of improvement and step up in fights. If he can give me that, drop the Goof Troop act, and drop that stupid-ass nickname, then I'm going to fully put respect on Demetrius Andrade's name. But other than that, he's a very solid competitor, very good fighter, and hats off to him. This is Hino's Sport. Checking out.